It don't matter. I'm purebred American.
No, she took off.
No.
Yeah. She didn't see over here.
Right on.
Have a good night.
God bless you.
Take care.
Keep things real.
Be careful,
Keep
huh?
me safe.
In the chief spot.
At least keep the city safe. Whether you can keep it safe.
So I said,
When they have exposure,
we're gonna have you over the house.
make sure. Bill Stapleton keeps it hush hush. You guys know he knows Bill. Bill's my buddy. Bill, very good. And I pedal my bicycle around so I don't get caught. Big clocks.
There you go. Be careful.
I will. God bless you.
Thanks.
See what I mean?
What?
Ronnie looks good.
Yeah, he looked good. He does.
Ronnie looks really good, doesn't he?
He looked better. He looked better tonight than he has in like the last 2 years.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
Still doing the edible arrangements?
Yeah, we see him at the Polish club.
You know,
He's still there?
Still
Oh, where's
Yeah.
Yeah, who of them? Seen
I
him
don't
around?
know. Yeah, he's not doing well. I don't know.
Oh,
what
he's
his-
sick?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him,
Yeah.
but he don't feel good.
I'll give you that too.
I don't know what it is.
Seen it all, done it all. Knows everything.
There's the guy, usually when the guys retire, they look better after they retire.
Yeah.
He looked awful.
Yeah.
What? You look better after you retire?
Gained a lot of weight. Well,
He gained a lot of weight.
You lose the activity, right?
he had a heart attack.
Yeah, he had a couple of heart attacks, and then he came around like the Polish club that became his recreation. He can't.
What's it?
So he's drinking.
I think he was just in that environment, just not outside, being active, you know.
Yeah.
He was always in the house and shit.
Don't smoke in my face. Who's that, Dave?
Bill will do. Bill will do.
Oh, Bill do, yeah. Dave's, he looks awful. He does now.
Who? Middleton?
Him.
Oh,
He was pretty stiff the last time I saw him. Yeah. Gary wasn't around, but that's not unlike Gary.
Which one was Dave Ham?
Dead one.
Oh.
Okay.
He's 6 feet under.
He didn't
make it
stiff.
tonight?
No, he was pretty stiff last time I saw him. Last month? Was it last month?
Show up for the golf course.
in March.
Was that long ago? Yeah. 28th, yeah.
Oh, hey,
Those guys never change.
getting back to that story, after that whole 5-year debacle of the court case on who's going to be chief, they said, the judge said they never should have put Basil in and it was illegal. But for the continuity of the fire department and to keep everything running smooth, he wouldn't pull Basil out.
It was smooth for 30 years.
31
Yeah, it sure
years
did.
of fucking-
Nothing changed.
Well, Henry would have been awful. We would have been backing trucks up on blocks and jump stuff because
Oh, yeah.
he was another
Can you
guy.
imagine what they
When it
put-
came to
Oh,
spending
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
money,
Yeah.
he was not gonna.
Shit,
The
that
FW.
is.
He thought the FWD was the greatest truck that ever came through the pipe in 100 years. It would still be on the line if Henry. Well, maybe not now.
Yeah.
But we would have had it until he was gone.
You're right, the trucks would have been awful.
Me and Jack. And Jack was the driver, and Henry was the valet.
We had one truck was so bad, the jump seat and the passengers, you know, what you guys said, it was spinning. You could see the tire spinning. It was so rotted out. We took a 2x4 and jammed it in there so it wouldn't sit on the tire mover. And that was our first line piece.
There's only 3 or 4 guys that could drive that
Better
truck.
the windshield wipers aren't working.
After the Waterbury accident when the guys died, that's when we had better trucks after that.
Well, you know
On
why?
the radio.
You know why I went to.
Rear tires is flat because we'll take it easy in the corners then.
You know why?
Every time our truck full, go,
Oh, that's. I forgot. You know why I went to engine 3 when I came in? Badge. I went to engine 3 because they had the old ladder truck there, which was a non-synchro transmission.
Yeah.
And Jay DeGato went to engine 4 to drive the WD because he drove truck. So they needed somebody because every time the hospital came in, the third man had to take the old ladder truck, the straight job. You had to take that to the hospital and go to the tennis courts out. So they knew I knew how to drive it, and that was my, I had to drive that.
So they sent 2 ladders to the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
One went to the front, one went to the back. And it was weird because the Maxim, you had to lower, you know, the landing gear down by hand.
Yeah.
And the 41 was hydraulic. It
Oh,
came
really?
down, but it only came straight down. That was it.
It was
Nothing.
hydraulic?
Yep, it was hydraulic. And I used to look at the Maxim and say, well, what the hell happened here? you know, you swing it out, you just swing it out
Swing
about
your
a
arm
foot,
out and it
Yep.
screws
and then
itself
you
down.
just give it a spin and it would come down, then you'd lock it in and that was it. And then of course if you put it too tight, you couldn't get it back up again,
Yeah.
because it was all by hand. You had to crank it back up.
Yeah.
It worked. We never tipped it over.
No,
Almost one day. What does this valve do?
Don't touch that
They
valve.
sold
But
us
it
never
says,
touch. Stanley says never touch this valve, but it says water tower lock. Don't ever touch that valve. It's got the yellow hook. Oh boy. That would have been freaking hilarious. They had taken, it was a 100-footer, but the last 25 feet was rusty, so they took it off and made it a 75-footer.
Basil wouldn't fix it.
So we had never done water tower with it as a 75-footer. So one day we were doing water tower down the drill field. We fired it up, started to squirt the water. Here comes the ladder. Started to go over like that. And if it wasn't for Gene shutting it down so fast, we probably would have flipped the truck all the way over.
slam down too. You just hit the emergency stop on the wall.
That's good for it.
The extra weight.
It was
kept-
never,
that
yeah,
was a
it
big
was the
fire
extra
after
weight
that.
of the
Kept it in
last
place.
fly. It never mattered.
Yeah.
But Basil wouldn't fix it because, you know, there's too much money to fix it. Let's take it off.
Nice.
And then,
There was 4 locks that you had to lock when you did the ladder. You
It
this
said,
valve, that valve, that valve. But the other ones you never touch. Don't worry about it. We don't care what it's for. Just don't ever touch them.
and it used to say 100 feet on it. You know, nicely painted on the bed of the ladder. And they took the fly off. And they didn't even put a line through it.
I
They
don't
just
know.
painted 75 next to it, like some shooting game. 75.
Oh God.
things were different.
Yeah, it used to be real.
Right? Can you imagine this day and age having that?
When you'd switch over to, I mean, the front line piece.
Thank God we didn't have the gear. I tell you what, thank God we didn't have the gear we got today.
But they
Every
had
guy's dead everywhere.
nothing for equipment.
There was no equipment
There
on
was
it.
like
Yeah,
a
no.
random.
You had.
We went to a
coupling
car
or,
one time.
you
We
know,
had to
just
borrow a
the dumbest
screwdriver
shit
from the
in
people
there.
that lived there, a Phillips screwdriver. So our screwdrivers were crooked. They were crooked. And people trying stuff.
That was
No hammers.
A lot of you'd have a bunch of axes.
Stanley
One
Senzidowski
saw.
got the first set for us. Remember Stanley?
What?
Stanley Senzidowski got our first toolboxes.
Yeah.
Real ones we had.
It was a fishing box that they converted to a toolbox.
A tackle box?
Yeah.
They were 125
Out of our
pounds.
training
Yeah,
budget. So I got tools one time.
It was,
Bring the toolbox.
There was-
No.
nobody was bringing a toolbox.
Can't I just bring the jaws? It's lighter.
Oh, stuff was shit though.
Had those old manure ropes. You can grab it, you get slivers from the ropes.
Oh yeah.
The
You always
first
gotta
jaws
slip
we
from the
had,
rope.
the cutters and the spreader, was so heavy that it became part of the entry-level test. You had to pick the jaws up and walk 100 feet with it. Honest to God, because that's how
What was it, like 100 pounds? It was 100
Yeah.
pounds?
It was a 73,
75 pounds without the cutters on.
And you
Yeah,
had
with the
one,
cutters, it was 100
and trying to twist it and everything.
Yeah, that thing. Model 32.
That was like the first invention.
Yeah.
That was the very
Yep.
first invention.
Right after the wheel.
Yeah.
That thing was freaking.
Well, that was the one they used that only at racetracks. Only they only had
Yeah.
that was the guy Hurst, the Hurst shifter guy.
Yep.
He invented that, and then somebody's before that it was just the crow bars and straight
The power
bars and
plant was
cheater
light
bars.
shit.
And,
My great uncle in the Redwoods.
Oh my God. Imagine now, like
Yeah.
when we pick it up. I mean, it's still not that big, but we pick it up over our heads and
Oh,
move
yeah.
it around. Like,
No.
you can never do
No, the
that.
cutters were huge. They,
Once-
yeah, you
once-
take the tips off, and they went right on the end, but the cutters were about that much longer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you had the cutters
Size of
on
the
and the
fucking
tool was
post.
standing up, and it was about that tall.
Holy shit.
and all the hydraulic
fucking
fluid was in the
post.
tool. That's
Yeah.
made it so heavy. The reservoir was on the tool, so you had all that liquid and that length.
It was.
But it was a good tool. And it was on, only the deputy had it then. Only
Yeah.
it was on a deputy's
Debbie's car.
And then after that, they got a second one, and that went to engine 3. So we had that down to 3s forever.
Remember the old
Henry
days?
used to grab Al for every call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
Oh,
call.
W. Remember the old days too? Only Debbie had the keys for the boxes. They wouldn't give us the keys.
For the alarm boxes.
Alarm-
No, we always had alarm boxes.
On the engine, there was always a key.
We always had a key on the engine. We said it. I don't know what you said.
The old red boxes.
the alarm bell. We always had a key on the.
I thought
All the engines had keys for
I
those.
thought we the first one we didn't have it.
No.
Time we set or
No,
something.
we always had those. We had to because that's where the keys were to get into the
Yeah.
buildings.
The masks weren't mounted. They're in boxes. You get a call.
Not much has changed though with
Remember that?
equipment. We still have a hard time
Pull the
getting
box.
what we want to get.
Yeah, but you know, we
Yeah,
really
so I
got,
can't even get jacks.
Oh, the
That's
we
mask.
got some
Yeah,
good,
yeah, you're right.
some of the stuff.
You gotta pull
we
the
have
mask
is
out of the
like-
box when
we
you have to
really-
call to put it on.
Every guy having a radio.
Yeah.
When I came on, my
The
first year
SCBA
here,
and
my
all
first year,
back cage.
the deputy
That's
had
where they
just
were.
gotten a radio.
First came on.
But he couldn't
Some were
talk to everybody.
canvas cases and they were strapped on.
Yeah.
It was like
All he could do was talk to this.
Just get up there when there's a call.
They were the old
He kept telling me
MSAs.
he wanted more guys.
Then we got
Something
Scott.
about
Yeah.
Fox and-
Get off the
Regulator.
Did he still use the loudspeaker?
Yes.
Sometimes you see him use
Yep,
that
that's
electric
what it was.
light.
Cheesy little
Two
lights.
knobs.
You turn a light on.
You had a
the
main line and a
lighter would be-
bypass.
Back in the day, they used to use
You have to shut the main line off and
Oh,
turn the
yeah, way
bypass
back,
on.
those big fucking-
Yeah, those things suck.
That's why they're on the truck. It's like ornamental pieces. Yeah.
Big battery.
They used to yell through them, right?
Yeah.
Those were the things
Well, you
called
bought them, that was the
biopacks.
original
Yeah.
mega, like cheerleaders.
We said
the-
Yeah,
biopacks
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
That's where they got.
Ones that
I
had
don't know if you
oxygen
got the idea.
canisters in
Put
them.
it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
The charcoal
Yeah,
filters.
yeah.
We had those.
And spare engines, yeah.
Sometimes in parades they carry it, like the volunteers will carry those in parades.
Mario always
Yeah.
told me, he says, don't look at
Went
them.
over
You'll
to,
never use them. You can't use them, but they're on the truck.
Prospect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check. And looked at their trucks.
Yeah.
Fucking all, they're all brand new.
They're probably shining more.
Like the life.
They're like fucking brand new.
We had a life net too. We carried.
I don't think anybody's made one of those.
Did you ever
for their
practice
truck.
with it?
They're trucks.
We took it out.
They got
No,
an
we
old
never had any.
France,
They had people
1915
jumping
ladder
to it. I never did it.
That they keep there
Guys always
for
broke their ankles.
parades.
No shit.
Yeah.
All wooden ladders
Yeah.
on it.
But it
Beautiful
took
old
8
piece
people to
of
hold
France. But their front end pieces are fucking brand new.
Well, I mean, we had it out. Then we wanted to get rid of it. They were afraid somebody would use it, so Stanley cut it up in pieces. That would have been a pretty cool thing.
Was the
life net.
jump net still on the truck when you
Yeah.
got here?
Yeah.
Instead of bailing out, you just jumped off the fucking tower.
Right into the net.
Right into the net.
I never did it though.
No, they stopped doing it because everybody was breaking their wrists and stuff, and
Yeah.
ankles, wrists, elbows. Everybody was getting hurt. When there's a fire, they used to say, those guys used to say, "Did you ever see a fireman jump out of a window?" No. Who would ever fucking jump? And then, of course, you had to practice holding it.
Yeah,
You had to hold it.
like
Then when the
this.
guy hit the net, you had to break it down. If he hit the net.
A little bit left, a little bit right. Now you got 8 people holding this thing, and you all got to coordinate which way to go.
You see the net on the ground with 2 bloody arms hanging off.
They had to like de-curl it when the
I'm
guy
not
hit
gonna
it.
hold real
Yeah,
tight
you
on
had to
this one.
like absorb the hit.
Yeah.
Take the hit on the bottom end.
Oh my god.
What was it
You
made out
imagine
of?
jumping in that
Canvas.
fucking thing?
Oh no, they had springs.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a trampoline though.
Yeah.
Sort of like a
It
trampoline.
looked just like a trampoline. It
Yeah.
was folded in half.
Folds in half. That's all it did.
So
is fold
all
in
you
half.
did is you took it out and
You
you
unfold
opened it up and you clipped the
Where'd you keep it?
2 ends
Inside the
in the left.
It was on the Maxim.
That would have been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Just keep
The only
around.
one that fit it. There was one transverse compartment that it fitted.
Then you have your shotgun with the rope on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got
All the rope was that manila. It all stunk. It stunk like
Get slivers in your
1940s.
fingers when you grab it.
I'm sure
Oh,
it was
jeez.
all rotted.
No coronal rope.
I am not.
Half of it was all that twisted, so it was all for half coming apart.
Taped on the end.
I walk in the perimeter with flashlights there.
Oh, the carnies?
Maybe
Maybe William or whatever's over there.
We're pulling in.
Will I am?
Maybe it came from there.
Definitely.
Oh, boy, what happened?
Some shit that'll make your head explode.
Did you go out to eat or no?
Sure you have, buddy.
How was it?
85.
I feel like we
So
should
how
jump.
many
Cheap or no?
exams are they running tomorrow, Anthony?
I think 2.
Huh?
I had a choice of like 8:30 and then 11:30.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Better off with
You
the
chose the 8:30, right?
Thank you.
Huh?
What time I said you
Chose the 8:30, right?
No. No.
That'd be good. You
Which
sleep
one?
a little bit, you get a good breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Test stinger.
Oh yeah.
What's
That
that?
was a great
Here.
No,
Yep.
Just
no,
remember.
not at all.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Remember, after you look at the booklet and they take it away, don't talk to anybody. Just remember what you read. Don't
Yeah.
talk to anybody. If somebody talks to you, just ignore them.
No way. Wow.
Is that the test tomorrow? Yeah, like I said, when he's done reading the booklet.